Scotland, a country of outstanding natural beauty, a country with a proud history. It's produced sporting greats like Alex Ferguson and Chris Hoy, inventors like Alexander Graham Bell. And now it's a country led by a woman who looks like Elton John, where male rapists can self-identify as women so they can carry on raping in women's prisons. This, ladies and gentlemen, is progress, apparently. The SNP and Scottish Labour is forcing through new laws that mean people on the sex offenders register could, in theory, just change their gender. They could then change their names and essentially disappear from public records and actually find it easier to carry out their warped sexual desires. Women will no longer be safe in Scotland, in my view, and neither will children. 16 and 17-year-olds in Scotland will be able to apply for a gender recognition certificate for the first time. They can change their gender and sex without a doctor diagnosing them with gender dysphoria. In fact, they just have to live with their chosen gender for around 3 months. So a sexually confused child, potentially with learning difficulties, say, could just put a dress on for 3 months and become a girl, free to walk into a girls' changing room at their secondary school and expose their penis to a load of other kids. But that, of course, is progress. In Scotland, children aged 4 can already change their gender on the school register without their parents' consent. So parents who go to work every day to pay for their children to live, to look after them, they turn up to parents' evening one day to discover that Timothy is now Tamara. But here's another kicker. Little wee Jimmy Cranky up in Scotland could actually turn the UK into a paradise, potentially, for sex offenders. Perverts and sex criminals could go to Scotland, live as a woman for a matter of weeks, legally change their sex and gender, and then come back down to England, Wales or Northern Ireland, walk into a woman's toilet in a nightclub unchallenged, and do whatever they like to drunk girls to their heart's content. But why is there so much urgency to pass this stuff through in Scotland? The SNP and Scottish Labour have whipped their MSPs to back this. There are strong rumours, and they are just rumours, that Nicola Sturgeon, the one who sang Rocket Man, I think, there are strong rumours that she's trying to rush this through Parliament before one of her own ministers gets back from maternity leave so that she wouldn't have to vote against it and stand down. That's remarkable if true. But that question of why is important more generally. Why? Why do this? Why spend hours urgently trying to rush something through that there just isn't massive public clamour for? It's hard to get precise figures on the percentage of the UK population that is trans, but studies in Brazil appear to show that just 0.1% of the people there are apparently trans, and around 1.6 million people in the whole of America are trans. Bear in mind that the US population is somewhere in the region of 330 million. And then we have the ultimate madness of it all, because in Scotland now, the SNP, Scottish Labour, the Lib Dems and the Greens are about to make a decision that affects the health and well-being of every single child and every single woman in order to appease a fraction of a percentage of their population. It makes no sense. I mean, look, maybe Nicola Candle in the Wind Sturgeon is confused about what it means to be a woman, but there is nothing progressive about a child with mental health problems being able to mutilate their own genitalia more easily, or a woman having to fight off male sex offenders in their changing rooms. That's not progress. That is lunacy, and that is the SNP.